Good morning, guys. I believe you can hear me loud and clear. If you can, please drop a comment. You're welcome to today's stream. You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope your week has been great. How has been trading so far this week? How has it been? Confirm if you can hear me loud and clear. Please drop a comment if you can hear me loud and clear. Confirm you can see my screen. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you have any question, if you have any currency pair or any financial instrument you want us to analyze together, please drop it in the comment section. I'm waiting for your comments. If you can hear me, drop a comment. I want to be sure you guys can hear me. To be sure you can hear me loud and clear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Drop a comment if you can hear me. Okay, so let's start the class. You all are welcome to today's live stream. Today is 23rd of April 2025. And today, first, I want us to look at the calendar. So today we have several news coming from the Euro, Great Britain, and also United States. Okay, so some news have been released this morning. French flash manufacturing PMI Eurozone has been released. And as you can see here, the forecast was 7.9 and the actual is 48.2. That's about 1.7, 1.7 difference, 1.7 difference. Okay, so since this is written in black, since it's in black, the impact won't be much. Okay, the impact won't be much. That's what it means. It's neither positive nor negative for Euro. French services PMI is negative. This was the previous, and you can see the actual is less than the forecast. So it's negative for Euro. In German flash manufacturing PMI, positive for Euro. Then we have this negative. So this is, you have two negatives and let's say two positive, two negatives, two positive. Okay. So that's it for Euro. For Great Britain, that will be released by, they should have released this by 9:30. Let me refresh my, okay, so Euro for flash manufacturing PMI, actual same as the forecast, okay. And for flash services PMI, negative. This is negative news for Great Britain pounds. This is negative news for Great Britain pounds. And by 2:45, United States would release its flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI. So I'm waiting for this data to be released before taking a trade on USD pairs. We should expect high volatility on USD pairs between 2:45 and 3 p.m. Nigerian time. Okay, so that is all we have for today's okay, so let's go to the chart. The next one we need to look at is the dollar index. Okay, we use the dollar index to define or to determine the strength of the dollar. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Olaito. Okay, so let's start with why. Very important that you know the strength of the dollar. As is king. Dollar is king. So it's very important that you know the strength of the dollar. So let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, so you can see yesterday was strongly bullish. I gave this call yesterday. I should expect dollar to be bullish, and as you can see, it was strongly yesterday. Okay, it was strongly bullish yesterday, and today so far it's been bearish. It's been bearish so far today, but my bias on the dollar is still bullish. It is still bullish. Now, this pullback is likely going to fill a fair value gap. Pullback. The reason for this pullback could be to fill a fair value gap. So let's go down to 4 hour. So you can see what we had on 4 hours. So I expect DXY to pull back to this fair value gap. Okay, this is where I will be considering buying dollar. Okay, this is where I would be considering buying dollar. Okay, if price drops into this zone, a bullish reversal pattern forms, like an engulfing pattern or an arm comes after this gap gets filled, I will look on DXY. Okay, so it's either going to pull back from this zone, or you can see we had a resistance here which became a support. We had a resistance here which became a support. So if it doesn't pull back from this zone, you expect it to come, test this support, resistance, turn support. So these are the two areas. These are my areas of interest on dollar. Okay, my bias on dollar still remains bullish. I hope that is clear. If you have any question, any instrument you want us to look at together, drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the comment section. Okay, so where is dollar heading to? Dollar is likely going to come fill this fair value gap. It is likely going to come fill this fair value gap on the daily time frame. That is my expectation for the dollar. This fair value gap, that's my expectation for the dollar. Okay, that's my expectation for the dollar. So I'm waiting for a buy setup on dollar for me to go bullish on dollar. I hope that is clear. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me loud and clear, you can see my screen, please confirm. Okay, confirm. And if you're yet to give this video a thumbs up, please give it a thumbs up so that others can get to see this video. And if this is your first time joining the live stream, you're welcome. I feel so excited to have you in today's live stream. Please subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Okay, so take on dollar, look for buys on dollar, look for buys on dollar. Okay, so let's look at JPY basket. Let's see JPY basket. Okay, that's yen basket. We use this to determine the strength of the yen. Okay, we use this to determine the strength of the yen. So what can we see on the yen basket? So let's start with the daily. Day closed as a shooting star, indicating change in trend from bullish to bearish. That's where on the daily time frame. And you can see this morning price came, tested this support, and there's a strong rejection from that support. You can see that there's a strong rejection from that support. So let's see what's happening on. So after the close of yesterday candle, a few minutes, let's see the pattern we had on 4 hour. Okay, so this is the pattern we had on 4 hour. Okay, so I think JPY is bearish at the moment. Okay, JPY is bearish at the moment. It's bearish at the moment. I think we have a fair value gap here. Let's see if price pull back. Okay, As you can see, we had a previous support zone resistance here. Can you see this? Can you see this? We had a previous support resistance here, and I think price has tested that area. So JPY is bearish at the moment. Okay, JPY is bearish at the moment. JPY is bearish at the moment. Okay, it is bearish at the moment. That means considering trading JPY pairs like GBP JPY, Euro JPY, you should look for buys on those pairs because JPY is weak now. JPY is bearish. So you should be considering buying GJ, EJ, AJ. Okay, JPY is weak at the moment. I hope that is clear. If there's any instrument you want us to look at together, let me know in the comment section. Okay, let me know in the comment section. So that's my take on JPY. Dollar is bullish, JPY is bearish. Yen is bearish, dollar is what? Bullish. Okay, so let's look at currency pairs. Let's start with GBP USD. GBP USD. So like I said, if dollar is bearish, if dollar is bullish, then we should be looking for sales on GBP USD. I hope that is clear. If dollar is bullish, we should be looking for sales on GBP USD. So I would expect GBP USD to pull back. I think there's a fair value gap. Let's go to 1 hour. Okay, so you can see we have fair value gap here. So this is where I'm considering selling against bearish GBP USD. Okay, you can see this fair value gap, and it's in confluence with this support zone resistance. Can you see that? It's in confluence with this support zone resistance, which is a breaker block. This is a breaker block. This move was used to residing at this previous high. So this is a breaker. Okay, so this would be a very good area to consider selling GBP USD. Okay, look for sales at this area. Once price gets into this zone and a bearish reversal pattern forms, you should look for sales. And if you are selling from that zone, this should be your target. This low should be your target. Why? This is an area of liquidity. This is an area of liquidity. A lot of retail traders would have executed buy after the formation of this candle that looks like an hammer and this doji. Many retail traders would have executed buy, and where would they have their stop loss? Their stop loss is residing at this low. Okay, their stop losses is residing at this low. So there's a high probability they will come for the stop losses. Okay, so that will be my target. I will sell from this zone, and my target will be this zone. That's how many pips? That's about 110 pips. Yeah, about 110 pips. And the risk I will take on the trade exceed 40 pips. 40 pips for 100 pips. That's a good risk reward. Right? That's a good risk reward. So that's my take on GBP USD. Look for sales on GBP USD. Okay. Euro USD. Okay, Mr. Light. We'll look at UJ in a few minutes. Euro USD positively correlated with GBP USD. Positively correlated with GBP USD. We should look for sales also on Euro USD. So Euro USD is going to come. There's a fair value gap here. Okay, so we have a fair value gap here on Euro USD. See this fair value gap. So you could look for sales from this zone. Okay, look for sales on this zone. And I think we have a fair value gap here too. Okay. So these are the two areas I will be considering selling Euro USD. Two areas. The pattern that forms after price fills these zones will determine if I would go bearish. If a bearish reversal comes inside this zone, I would sell. If it breaks out from this zone, if price breaks out from this zone, then it will aim for this next fair value gap. I hope that is clear. We also had a breaker here. See, this breaker is in confluence with this fair value gap. Can you see this breaker? This is a breaker block. Can you see so? And if I'm selling from this zone, my target will be this low. Simple. My target will be this low. Okay, so from points to this point, how many pips is that? That's about close to 130 pips. Close to 130 pips. Okay, so that's my take on Euro USD. I am bearish on Euro USD and also bearish on GBP USD. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Jude, good morning. How are you doing? If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. If there's any pair you want us to analyze together, drop it in the comment section. Okay, so that's my take on Euro USD. Okay, let's look at USD JPY. USD JPY. Like I said, Japanese yen is weak. Japanese yen is weak. Okay, it's weak, so we should be looking for buys on USD JPY. If Japanese yen is weak and the dollar is bullish, we should be looking for buys on USD JPY. So let's start with the daily. So you can see this is a buy setup. You can see yesterday candle closed as an hammer. It closed as an hammer, and I think after the formation of that hammer, a fair value gap was created, and that could be the reason price is back. You can see it's a nice setup, so you can see the back could be heading towards this fair value gap. So if you want to buy, you should wait for price to come fill this fair value gap, and you can see this fair value gap is in with this breakout block. Can you see that? It's in confluence. So this is a key area. The key area. So expect price to come. If you're considering buying, wait for price to pull back to this zone before you buy USD Japanese yen. I hope that is clear, Mr. Olaito. I hope that is clear. Wait for price to pull back to this area before you buy. And if you're buying, this is your next area of liquidity. This high. A lot of retail traders have executed sell and their stop losses. This is a spinning top. And you are told that when a spinning top forms in an upward trend, you look for sales. So a lot of retail traders would have executed sell, and most will have their stop losses at this level. This is where they will have their stop losses. So the decisions will go for this liquidity. So tries to pull back into this zone. Look for a bullish reversal pattern. Wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form inside the zone before you buy. I hope that is clear, Mr. Olaito. I hope that is clear. So let's look at Australian dollar USD. It's positively correlated with GBP USD. So let's start with the daily. Okay, so yesterday was strongly bearish. Yesterday was strongly bearish. So far today, it's been bullish. So far today, Australian dollar USD has been bullish. Okay, let's see. Probably a fair value gap was created here. Let's see. Let's go down to 1 hour time frame. That could be the reason for the pullback. Let's see. Let's see 15 minutes. No fair value gap here. No fair value gap here. No fair value gap here. Okay, let's see 5 minutes. I'm sure there's a reason for the pullback. Let's just confirm. There's a reason for the pullback. Let's see. Okay, 5 minutes. There is a gap here, but let's see if price has filled this gap before this gap. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go back to 15 minutes. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is a bearish setup. Australian dollar USD is bearish. It is bearish. I think it's set for sell. Okay. But I would like to wait for the news to be released before I'll take a sell. Okay. I would like to wait for the news to be released before I'll take a sell. I hope that is clear. So if you apply your Fibonacci from this swing high to this swing low, you can see that price is at what? A premium area. Price is at a premium area, and at premium area, all you need to wait for or you look out for is a bearish reversal pattern. Once a bearish reversal pattern forms at a premium area, you go for sell. Okay, so I think, let me see what we have on minutes. Okay. So I think AU is set for sell. But I would like to wait for the news to be released before I will pull the trigger on AUD/USD. I would like to wait for the news to be released before I pull the trigger on Australian dollar USD. I hope that is clear. Any question? Any question? And if you are selling Australian dollar USD, if you're looking to sell Australian dollar USD, targets, your target should be this relative equal low. Okay, that should be your target on Australian dollar USD. These lows, okay, this low or the low of the. Okay, so that's my take on Australian dollar USD. Okay, gold. Let's look at gold. Let's look at gold. Gold. Today, guys, gold will be bearish yesterday, and it actually sold yesterday. It was bearish yesterday, and I think it's bearish. Okay, I think it's still bearish. I expect gold to drop to this zone, this fair value gap here. That's my expectation on gold. Okay, this would be a very good area to consider buying gold. Okay, gold is likely going to drop to this fair value gap. We also have a fair value gap here. So these are the two areas I would consider buying gold. This fair value gap, okay, you can see this fair value gap is a confluence. It's in confluence with this resistance non support. You can see it. So this is a key area to consider buying gold. We have a resistance there which became a support, and we have a fair value gap. So that's a good confluence. That's a good confluence. Okay, so this is where you should be considering buying gold. So gold is still bearish at the moment. Okay, gold is still bearish at the moment. Let's see what's happening on 4-hour time frame. Okay, price just tested. I think it tested the support. That is the reason for the pullback. This support is the reason for the pullback. Okay, so if price from this support, then if you want to sell, wait for price to break out. So remember, the dollar is still bullish. The dollar is still bullish. So wait for breakout from this support area before you gold. Okay, wait for breakout from this support area before you sell gold. Okay, gold is still bearish at the moment. It's still bearish at the moment. Look for sell on gold. drops to these zones, that you could be looking for buys. But right now, gold is still bearish. So the pullback we are seeing in the market could just be to fill this fair value gap it's created here. This fair value gap is created here. If I just pull back to fill this fair value gap, or there's a fair value gap here, price could be rejected from this gap. If it breaks out from this gap, aim for the next fair value gap, which is here. Okay, and you could look for sales from those areas. Okay, you could look for sales from these areas. Okay, that are the areas I would suggest you look for sales. This zone or this zone. If price breaks out from this zone, it's going to aim for the next zone. Okay, so that's my take on gold. That's my take on gold. Is there any other instrument you want us to look at? Please let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Is there any other instrument you want us to look at? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? I think we've looked at GJ, right? We've looked at GJ, GBP, JPY. I think we've looked at GJ. Okay. So since yen is weak, GBP/JPY is bullish. GBP/JPY is bullish. Okay, GBP/JPY is bullish. Okay, it is bullish. It is bullish. Is that clear? Any question? Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Let me know in the comment section if you have any question. Let me know in the comment section. Okay, it appears there are no questions. It appears there are no questions. If you are yet to give this video a thumbs up, please do. Please do, so that others can get this. And if it's your first time joining the live stream, please do subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notified by YouTube. Appreciate every one of you for your participation. Look forward to having you in the next class. Do have a wonderful day.